Welcome back, brothers and sisters. I am Braden. This is Langley Outdoors, and oh, are you going to love this show because this is the place where we not only talk about what's going on in the gun world, but we also talk about how we're going to solve the problems together. And the content that I'm going to show you right now is actually something that I like to see from my Republican representatives. They're going after the very obvious collusion between the Office of Gun Violence Prevention and the Everytown for Gun Safety around Glock switches. This is something coming out of the city of Chicago. And by the way, up front, anybody involved in Comer's office or any Republican that wants to know the full story and all the connected dots, right here at Braden LOA on Twitter, you can reach out to me. We have all of it. We've been covering it for a very long time. But I'm going to show you guys the new subpoenas because they are finally doing something that we might want to see. But before we do that, make sure you guys hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, turn the notification bell on. We have some freedom to spread from west to east, from south to north, and thank you for that consideration. Let's get into this, people, because it is something that we have been covering for a long freaking time. You and I have had many conversations around the collusion between the Office of Gun Violence Prevention and the White House, the boss of that division and office, Rob Wilcox, the swinging door back to Everytown for Gun Safety, and now the ATF director, all of whom are getting subpoenas. Ooh, you hate to see it, unless you're us, in which case we love it. Let's get it. Let me show you what's happening. This is something you guys need to know about because this is the kind of stuff that I really like to see. I know I just adjusted that, sorry. All right, let's get it. Comer, this is representative, issues subpoenas to Biden-Harris administration for possible collusion with anti-Second Amendment groups on litigation against firearm manufacturer. Now, as you can see, in the top there, this came out October 3rd. Let me show you a few of the things in here that you need to know about because this is something that needs to be continued in the next administration. I really hope it's not Harris. All right, let's keep going. House Committee on Oversight and Accountability Chairman James Comer, representative of Kentucky, or Republican Kentucky, is today issuing subpoenas to the ATF and the White House Office of Gun Violence Prevention, which is overseen by Harris. Interesting. For refusal to provide information in response to the committee's records request. The committee is investigating potential collaboration between the Biden-Harris administration and the anti-Second Amendment plaintiffs, specifically in the pending litigation City of Chicago v. Glock. That's the one. Ding, ding, ding. They found it. Everytown for Gun Safety has their fingerprints all over this. Again, if you are an aide, if you are in the office of Representative Comer, if you are in the office of any representative and you're watching this, reach out to us on Twitter. Leave a comment right here. Let us know if you need information because we have all of it. Rob Wilcox literally worked for Everytown for Gun Safety in the litigation wing of that organization. Now he's in the Office of Gun Violence Prevention. This is very, very straightforward. There are multiple communications between the ATF, the Office of Gun Violence Prevention, and Everytown for Gun Safety. They have taken it over as their own little playground, their own little sandbox. It's all over their sites, and you can even see other AGs from other states who jumped in on the exact same thing in order to ban Glocks from Chicago. This is it. Let's keep going. Again, reach out at Braden LOA on Twitter, or X, whatever you want to call it. Quote, the committee has learned that on December 20th, 2023, the White House Office of Gun Violence Prevention met privately with representatives from Glock, during which the administration requested that Glock change their pistol designs. Chairman Comer wrote to White House Office of Gun Violence Prevention Director Feldman, plaintiff's counsel has publicly shared details of a private meeting that your office had with Glock Incorporated, the defendant in the lawsuit, which raises serious concerns about whether you or your staff abused the authority of your office and committed ethical violations by colluding with outside parties to initiate a lawsuit against a politically disfavored private entity. You need proof of that? Call us. Because, oh my God, they did this out in the open. It's all over their Twitter accounts. Anyway, I digress. Let's keep on going. Having been informed by a whistleblower that you communicate on a daily basis with White House Office of Gun Violence Prevention Deputy Director Rob Wilcox via mobile devices. Rob Wilcox is the guy that was in bed with Everytown for Gun Safety, and now he's in the White House. To determine whether these communications have been improperly used to coordinate and share information with plaintiff's counsel. Duh. The committee requested that you provide these records by August 28, 2024, given that you have so far refused to provide any information in response to the committee's record request. The attached subpoena is being issued pursuant to the authority delegated to the chairman of the committee under the rule blah, blah, blah. It's basically Chairman Comer wrote that to ATF Director Steve Dettelbach. So now the accusation is director of the ATF, the guy who is initiating all the rules of which we've been fighting for 4 years, like the ghost gun or the frames and receivers rule, the pistol brace rule, all the different rules they made up whole cloth from the Bipartisan Safer Communities Act, all of those little pieces of goodness. Yeah, I'm sure they never communicated. Ever. Especially since 99% of all the gun control in the Biden administration was done through the usurpation of power from Congress into the executive branch under the bureaucratic directive of the ATF. Guys, this is, seriously, if you're in these offices, reach out to us, because we have everything that you're talking about here. The subpoena requires the White House Office of Gun Violence Prevention to produce the following documents and communications that are in possession, custody, or control from September 22nd to 2023 to the present in unredacted form, because they're slippery. All documents and communications between any individual at the White House Office of Gun Violence Prevention and the ATF, Everytown for gun safety, or Everytown law related to auto sears, Glock switches, machine gun conversion devices, and Chicago litigation. That covers all of it, because that's exactly what they were going for when they launched the lawsuit, of which Everytown for gun safety is a pivotal player in this. Guys, these guys aren't even hiding it anymore. Anyway, the subpoena also requires the ATF to do almost the exact same thing. However, a few differences. All text, SMS, iMessage, or any other messaging communications to include messages transmitted via encrypted communication apps, included but not limited to Signal or WhatsApp between certain phone numbers, and any and all cellular devices associated with White House Office of Gun Violence Prevention Deputy Director Rob Wilcox and any other officials within the office. They're doing a pretty good job of cutting off the escape routes. A printout of the log in all telephone calls between certain phone numbers and any cellular device associated with the White House of Office Gun Violence Prevention Deputy or any other officials within that office. They're going after him. And I'll be honest with you. Do I know where this is going to go? No, I don't know where this is going to go. Do I know if it's going to lead to anything other than just a real nice letter that's worded? I honestly can't tell you that. I'm on the outside. But what I can tell you, they're over the target. I can tell you what they just accused in this letter is directly over the target and correct. And it's easily verifiable from public outside the government sources. Now, these subpoenas, they might give them to you, they might not. They have a tendency to just ignore you. But I can tell you, without any type of these smoking guns you're searching for, they've done it on their own Twitter feeds. Again, at Braden LOA, Twitter, just direct message me, I got you. But all of the things that we're seeing here is the beginnings, the groundwork, the footprints of greatness. We need to follow through on this stuff because it's out there in the open. We have literally done exposés on this exact same thing. But I'm not going to throw the baby out with the bathwater. I will say this is a great thing to see. I will say I want to see more of this energy. And I will also say, if you want more data, again, at Braden LOA. And I hope the rest of you guys enjoy this content. Let me know what you think in the comments below, and I'll see you on the next one. I'm Braden. See you later.